the war against the machines.
Ah! No, this is not right. Greetings everyone and welcome to Collector Corps. Today we're going to be looking at the Marvel Legends series Age of Apocalypse X-Men Marvel's Apocalypse, and this is, I believe, unless I'm forgetting something, the first deluxe figure I've ever had, never mind reviewed, so this is going to be a really interesting video. But yeah, let's just get the figure out of the box. I think his cape has to be attached and stuff, so I'll mess around with him, get it all together, and yeah, we'll see what he's like. And getting him out of the packaging, I'm just going to get it out of the way. If you've been here long enough and listened to some of my ramblings during a bunch of the news videos and the Hasbro Fan First Fridays for Marvel Legends and stuff, you'll probably already know I don't like this Iron Man. I think he feels cheap. His plastic quality is less than what I'd expect from Marvel Legends, and overall I just think he looks a little bit, tacky. Unfortunately, and I hate to say this because this is a really good looking figure, so the aesthetic thing that I have with Iron Man doesn't apply here, but all the lighter blue parts and even these shoulder pads seem to be the exact same material I have an issue with from this Iron Man. And that's a huge shame. I really do like this look, and overall, I don't have really any other issues. It's just, to touch, this plastic feels really, really cheap. It feels like the kind of stuff that I'd get from, Poundland or something. It's a weird thing to describe, because I know that action figures in 6-inch scale can be done, or 7-inch scale even, can be done at a low price. I've reviewed multiple of the Predator collection figures, which are 7-inch figures that are hyper-articulated and great quality and are cheap. This just doesn't feel like quality, and I'll be quite honest, I didn't pay full price for this. I paid 20, which is, in the UK, it's the price for regular Legends anyway. So I don't exactly feel like I was ripped off with the quality or anything, because as I say, I paid 20 for this thing. But it's just a little bit disappointing, and that is my biggest issue just off the bat. I don't really have any issues otherwise. I think he looks great. This aesthetic for the figure is just brilliant. I love the colour of red that they chose. I wish that the paint applications, or the decals, whatever they are, matched a little bit better with the plastic. But that's a minor gripe. The yellow on the gauntlets is very nice. He just struggled to stand a little bit. I like the silver on the boots, that works really well. And look at this happy chappy. Look at that head. That is so good. I'm going to try and get this on... I'm just going to remove the head because you can take them off. That is such a good look. That is just quintessential Apocalypse right there. It's just, the laughing, the thinks he's one sort of thing. I'm going to move the camera a little bit so the lighting's a little bit better. The lighting even, so it's a little bit better. And yeah, that just looks great in my opinion. I really like this look. The skin colour is perfect. The eyes being that orangey red is really good. The detailing in the mouth is a lot better than some of the Legends, I'll be quite honest, because in fact I literally have one right to the side here. Look at that mouth. Look how that's literally just white on a little bit of sculpt. Then look at that. That is so much better done, in my opinion at least. That looks so much better. He's even got a little tongue and stuff. It's such a good little design. And just going over a few little things just of note. This neck piece, which does kind of get in the way of articulation, is just pegged on. And I'm going to leave that off for articulation, but just so you're aware, that is literally just clipped on. It was attached on with a rubber band from the packaging, which was a little odd. I've not seen that with Marvel Legends, but yeah. And then the cape, as I say, was detached in the actual packaging. That just clips on as well with pegs, which just go into his shoulders, which I'm really dismantling this guy now. But otherwise, the gauntlets are, connected. I don't know if you could remove them potentially. I assume they are a separate piece. And the shoulder pads, I assume you can't remove them, though they are a separate piece, so there's probably a way. I'm not too sure, and I don't really want to break this figure. But yeah, overall, it looks great. I'm just going to quickly put his head back on. And, there we go. Yeah, he's imposing. He's very big. He works really well. That looks so weird about that thing on. But yeah, overall, it's a very good looking figure, and I've rambled for way too long about the aesthetics and quality of it, so let's just get into articulation. And starting off at the neck, we have a hinge going into a ball in the head, allows for up, pretty good. Down, completely buries the chin, but isn't actually that far down, unfortunately, just because of the entire sculpt. And there's the tiniest amount of tilt. It's not usable at all, but it is there just in case you care about that kind of thing. This is obviously cut down a little bit when you have the collar piece on, but not by too much, surprisingly. It actually allows for a decent amount of movement. At the shoulders, the shoulder pads do actually move. I don't think they're hinged. Or they might be. I'm not quite sure what is the connection point there, but they do move, and it doesn't feel like I'm stressing the plastic at all, so if you're wanting them to be a bit higher or something, this one is a little bit looser, so I'm not sure if it's like a consistency thing, but this one you can kind of move about, this one kind of just flops down regardless. At the torso we have crunch forward, that's incredible, that's really good. Crunch back is also very good. We have swivel at the waist, which does break the sculpt, but it's still overall pretty good. Then at the arms we have out a little bit less than 90, so not great, but still perfectly fine. We have swivel all the way around. The shoulder pad does get in the way a little bit, but that's obviously why it moves slightly. Swivel at the bicep, which is always appreciated. Single elbow goes a little bit less than 90. Not great, honestly. Especially, I know a figure of this size is more difficult to get articulation in, but honestly, I think they could have done it with this, and they just didn't. And then nothing at the, gauntlet, I suppose, but we do have a swivel at the wrist, which I believe there is a hinge there, and in fact, I do have the spare hand. There is definitely a hinge, side to side on all three hands, but you can't really access it. As far as I can tell, like, the gauntlet just doesn't allow for it, unless there's a way of pushing the gauntlet further up the arm, maybe. I may have to test that, but as it is, you can't really move the hand, which is a little bit of a shame, but still alright. At the legs, we have out goes pretty much all the way. That's pretty good. We have swivel at the thigh, which is very tight. It's weird. A lot of Age of Apocalypse figures are like this. Beast, I was getting him out for the comparisons later, and his leg is so tight. But yeah, that's still fine. Double knee goes a lot of the way up. I think that's pretty reasonable for how, bulky he is. And then nothing at the... Okay, no, apparently this one's just tight because I can't move that one. There is actually a boot swivel, which is always nice to have. Then you have no forward, a little bit of back, and forward-facing pin for rocker. It's alright. Overall, he does have pretty standard articulation, which is nice. The single elbows is a bit of a shame, and the lack of head movement can be an issue, but, I mean, he does, if I flatten his foot, he does stand pretty well, and especially with the cape working as a bit of a stand, it does actually work pretty well. For accessories, Apocalypse comes with the laughing triumphant head, which we've already looked at, an unhappy losing head, I suppose, which is a very funny look, but isn't really what I see as being Apocalypse, an open palm hand, which comes in the package, and then a fist to match with the right hand. You also get this little skull, which unfortunately isn't an actual usable head, which I wish it was. It'd be cool to have it for like a Ghost Rider or something, but that does just go into the open palm hand pretty nicely. It's not sculpted specifically for it, but it does work and it does fit really well, even though obviously it's a loose connection. And just because we haven't had a proper look at it, here's the cape. It's solid plastic. It's got a nice design to it. I like the wrinkles in it. It's just a pretty standard plastic cape. Has more wrinkles at the top where it connects, and it just connects with pegs. Goes like that. And like that is a little bit awkward. I'm probably going to have to glue it down at some point because I don't think I'm going to be using it without the cape. But that does just kind of complete the look overall and looks very nice overall. For comparisons, we have the Age of Apocalypse Sugarman Wave Cyclops, which I think this is a very nice comparison of height. It works really well for me. And then the tallest figure from that same wave, the Dark Beast, who... once again, shorter, and that is the most important thing. Apocalypse needs to be towering over all the other mutants, for the most part, some exceptions, but for the most part, he does need to be towering over, and this really does work for me. And then for mixed display use, we have the Star Wars Black Series Stormtrooper and the Jazzwares Fortnite Legendary Series Fish Stick. But on that note, that is going to be it for this review. I really like this figure, and even though I had a lot of gripes, especially about the quality and just the overall feel of the figure, as well as the fact that it should really be a double elbow, I don't know why it isn't. This is a really good figure, and it's going to be a centerpiece to the AOA collection, display, whatever you want to call it. It has a presence that very few other figures besides Build-A-Figures actually have, and overall I'm just very happy that I can finally kind of, end the AOA collection until I get the second AOA wave, which as I'm recording this, I don't think is quite released. I think I said in the Blink review that it had. I don't think it has in the UK yet, because time is a mystery to me. But yeah, overall, really like this figure, and that's going to be it. So thanks for watching. Like if you did like it, subscribe if you're new around here, and ring that bell so you never miss an upload. I'm losing track of my own outro here. But yeah, I get a new review out every Tuesday and Friday, so if you subscribe, you'll see them every time I upload them. And yeah, otherwise it's it from me. So yeah, bye!